and really when I got the opportunity to talk to him, I don't know what I can't recall. I think I was frazzled. And so we built this relationship with each other. It was fantastic, you know, because I started to see this little comedian come out of him. And then I learned that he never really wanted to talk about basketball. It was always about Shakespeare or baseball or God, quotes that he was just throwing at me, man, just to make my mind and my intellect work different. And I would do shooting demonstrations at his basketball camp, and, you know, he's like, you know, yeah, I guess you could shoot a little bit, you know, little things like that, you know, because I'm the leading scorer in the country, and he's just having a good time with me. Well, we fast forward, that relationship goes on because now I'm a coach, and he invites me to his house on often, and Chris, I'm there, and the phone is ringing, and it is big time coaches, big time politicians, you name it, man, are calling Coach Wooden. And he does not answer the phone for nothing. At the time, this is the recording messages now. So you start to hear the recording machine constantly. And they're all telling them who they are, and I want, Coach, don't you want to go get them? And that's so-and-so. And he's, no, you're here. I'll get to them when the time comes, but you're my guest. And it was incredible. So I never forgot the fact that, who am I? I'm a nobody in the eyes of basketball at that time, and the eyes of the world, or nothing. And I saw that he was the pinnacle of what the coaching status in the world would be known as. And he gave me all the time, never budged, and never was distracted. And the same when I took my wife to meet him, he completely ignored me and only paid attention to her. It was remarkable, you know, and so I never forgot that. And so now I meet the people where they are, you know, so whoever I go to, I don't want them to know like, you know, he's this and he's that, because it's a totally different conversation piece now. I go to wherever you're at, where, you know, if it's your house and it's a super casual house, that's how I am. And we're going to talk about the things that you want to talk about. And that's, I think that's the secret that I've had along this journey, is learning from these other remarkable people how to treat others, and then how to walk the walk and let my players know too, like, I failed a lot. And that's how you learn. You learn from people who have failed. You don't learn from those who say, you know, I've only won national championships and this is who I am. So that's the lesson that I try to take every day out into the world. Like, something wonderful's about to happen. I'm gonna meet somebody that's remarkable, but I have to meet them where they're at. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. I'm sure, Chris, along your journey, you've met some people that have been really arrogant and don't want to spend the time of day, and they think that their title is so important. Yeah. They're just the same, you know. Yeah. They're just fortunate enough to have a title in another role that they're in, but they're just the same type of person.
Johnny, man, that was an awesome story about Coach Wooden. I don't have that. Obviously, I don't have that personal experience with him, although back when I was a kid, I used to go to his camp. I think it was in Thousand Oaks at the time, and I was just one of the campers.
Yes, yeah.
I was like one of them kids that was watching you shoot, you know, put a shooting demonstration on it. I was just in awe. But as you're speaking, I recollect that I wanted him to tell us all about basketball. I wanted him to help, you know, with my skills, which he did. But more than that, it was like what you were saying, you know. It was about that pyramid of success. And he was talking about life. And when I went away from the camps, I think I went a couple summers to his camp. And I just remember going away with this idea in my head that makes me think man, you must have really paid attention, because at the beginning of this podcast, I was telling a story about how humble you were. And when I left Coach Wooden's camp, that was what my thoughts were. It's like, man, this guy, for being who he is, having that stature in the coaching world, in the basketball world, just the world in general, for him to be so humble, that really impacted me. And so obviously, man, he had a great impact on you, brother. And it comes through, man. The beauty of you is, yes, you're an awesome basketball coach, you're an awesome hooper and all that, you're a good friend, but man, your beauty is in your humbleness, man. And I really appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on and sharing with us those stories, man. Those are awesome. Hey, Johnny, before we wrap it up, man, is there anything else that you'd like to add? Like, what's the name of your team? Can we follow your team? How can we support you?
Oh, yeah. I'm on every form of social media, so I'm an open book. People can talk to me and reach out to me no matter what, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. I love meeting people along my journey and learning their stories and seeing how to collaborate and, multiple things that I like to do in that. And I coach Yamaguchi Patriots here in the prefecture of Yamaguchi. It's the first ever franchise, and the prefectures are like what's known like a state, like within the United States, so to be known as a state. And so it's the first time that professional basketball is ever in this region. So it's met with, at the beginning when nobody knew what it would be like, but now it's full of passionate people who travel on the road. They support us on the road. In professional basketball, that's really rare to see fans, get on an airplane on themselves and get in a hotel room, buy their own tickets, and go to another arena to support their team. So really fortunate to be here. And again, it's that building block. Got to start from the very base, and that's what I've been doing here to build that foundation correct. In the game of basketball, I just want our team to be known as relentless competitors. And I think if we can do that, then it's enormous success. And then, people will follow us and come around, and then, we'll see what happens down the road. Eventually we'll get to that part where we're competing for a championship.
Absolutely. Yamaguchi Patriots. Yes, yes. Johnny, just like when the ball players come and play for you, it's a transformative experience. Man, this was a transformative experience here today. Man, you opened up your heart. You opened up the stories for us. You gave us a lot of love, and you gave us a lot of tips. So all you Positosis players out there, make sure that you hit up Johnny St. Noon. If you want his contact information, go ahead and hit me up on the line here, and I'll break it down for you. But hey, Johnny, give us your social media if you don't mind.
Yeah, so you can on Facebook. It's my name, JohnSaintgnon. I think Instagram is STIGNON1, the number 1, and Twitter I think is STIGNON. LinkedIn, I think it's my first name dot last name, and but again, you can simply Google it and you'll find my name out there, and more than willing. I talk to everybody. There's nothing that's I'm just the same. I was fortunate to use basketball as a tool to get my education. That education kept on going for me to see the world, meet people in different cultures, different regions, different languages, and realize we're all the same. I just so happen to have that title of a head basketball coach. But I love having friends from all over the world.
All right, Positosis players out there, listen to me good. Johnny St. Noon from the south side of Tucson, adopted, came from the south side, turned himself into something, worked hard, had good mentors, and look where he's at now. You can do it too. You can do whatever you want. So Johnny just gave you a glimpse into his life, his success story, and it's just super awesome. Hey, Johnny, brother, man, thank you. Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you.
Chris, again, man, you've been a role model, and you played an instrumental part of my development, seeing how hard you did things when I was younger, and I wanted to emulate it and be just like you. So I'm very honored to be a part of anything you're a part of.
Well, yeah. That was awesome. That was super dope. Johnny, thank you so much, brother. Patriots players, enjoy the rest of your day. Much love. We're out of here.